Gucci bag, Fendi bag, Prada bag, Louis bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Birkin bag, she in a bag, she drip, she swag, never mad, she glad, Louis bag, she in a bag,
Look, mama needs some meal money, Prada bag and heel money. See my ex, he still love me.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're here for the very first time. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing another story time. This particular story is a story that not many people know. The only way anyone knows this story is if you are extremely close to me. You know, this story is kind of hard for me to tell, but I'm getting older. I'm coming to terms with everything. You know, you gotta just deal with stuff. You know, it is what it is. You may see me smirk, giggle from time to time in this video. I don't think at any, like, it's not funny. It's just a nervous thing that I do. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into the story. So I started dating this guy named Kevin when I was 15 years old. Kevin and I dated from the age of 15 to the age of 18. Well, I was 15, he was 16. So 15, 16, 18, 19 is when we dated, our ages that we dated. Throughout that time period, I would always hear stories about him cheating on me. He's hanging out with this girl, he messaged this girl, he did this with this girl, like it was always something. But I called myself being so in love with this person that I would just pretty much, I would confront him about the situation. You know, we would get into little arguments, disagreements, whatever about it, but I would stay. I stayed because I felt that I was in love. And like, you know, I didn't want to give up on my relationship. Like, you know, oh, things happen. I'm young, dumb, all of that. So at 18 years old, I finally decided to start going to parties, start going to clubs, rather. I had a friend who, you know, knew of a club that, you know, was 18 and up, and she knew a couple promoters and DJs and stuff. So I started going out with her. When I say we started going out, we were going out like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every weekend. I was 18 years old. I had a full-time job. I had no responsibility, and we had a way to get around. So we made it do what it do. So in me going out, you know, I'm meeting different people, meeting different guys, you know, just learning about different things, basically expanding my mind to other things. So I ended up meeting this guy, who happened to be the friend of the guy my friend was talking to. So it kind of worked out. Mind you, I am still in this relationship at this time with Kevin. So I'm in this relationship with Kevin, and I met this other guy. In the back of my mind, I'm just like, you know, we're just hanging out, we're just having fun, you know, everything is cool. So the four of us hung out one time at one of the guys' house, at the other guy's house. We all hung out together. Another time, me and the guy that I met hung out separately. Now, I lived in the suburbs in Illinois, and they lived in the city. So it was probably at least a 40-45 minute drive. So one time I happened to be out in the city visiting my boyfriend, and I also had a friend that lived in the same part of the city with her girlfriend. So I asked my boyfriend, Kevin at the time, to take me to my friend's house. I was like, I'm just gonna stay the night with them, and I'll go home the next day or whatever, because it was already pretty late. So I went to her house, and she's there with her girlfriend. They're doing their thing, whatever. So I kind of felt third wheelish. So I started scrolling through my phone, on the internet, on Facebook, whatever, text message, and I end up hitting up. We'll call him Dave. I hit up Dave, and I'm like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Like, I'm in your area. So he's like, all right, bet. I'll come pick you up. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I tell my friend, just so she can know where I'm gonna be. I'm not just going like with a stranger. So I told her where I was going. Give him the address. He comes. He picks me up. He has a friend with him. So we take his friend home. We go get something to eat. And he's like, do you want to go back to my place? I'm like, okay, cool. Honestly, I wasn't thinking like anything of anything. I was just like, okay, yeah, we can hang out. So went back to his house. We're watching TV. We're eating our food. One thing led to another. We did the do and everything. And when we were done, I didn't feel guilty. I knew that I was in a relationship, but I didn't feel guilty at all. I felt good, actually. I felt good because I feel like I got revenge. So, I'm feeling good, like, I got my revenge, blah, blah, blah. Time goes on. I haven't hung out with Dave in, quite some time. Still with my boyfriend, seeing him, whenever we're able to, since we were, still kind of young. There's this, pretty good distance in between us. So we're seeing each other, when we can. I want to say maybe a month after me and Dave hung out, I started not to feel so good. I was like always tired. I felt like I couldn't eat much. I was always, real nauseous. So it kind of popped in my head, like, maybe you're pregnant. Then I was like, well, no. Then it was like, well, there's a possibility. So I had a friend named Jessica that I worked with, and she had a car. She's a little bit older than me, and I just asked her, one day, I'm like, do you mind taking me to this place? I knew this place that did free pregnancy tests. So I asked her if she'd take me. She's like, yeah, of course. So she took me, and I found out that I was pregnant. I happened to be, I think I was like pretty early. I think I was like 3, 4, 5 weeks pregnant, something like that, when I found out. So I'm like, okay, great, I'm pregnant. Like, there was a part of me that was excited, but there was a part of me that wasn't excited. So I started talking to my friend Jessica, and she's like, are you going to tell him? And when she's saying, are you going to tell him, she's meaning my boyfriend. So in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know who my child's father is. The back of my head, I didn't know who my child's father was. I'm like, I'm gonna tell him. It's what I said out loud. I'm gonna tell him. So, our entire ride home, obviously it's all on my brain. I have this, picture confirmation. Or was it a picture? No, I think it was just a paper. It was like, yeah, it was a paper confirmation stating the date, the time, the test was done, the results, my name, all that. So I had this paper confirmation in my hand confirming that I'm pregnant and roundabout what my due date is. So now I'm just thinking, Not about telling him, but about telling my mom.